Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name is Ross, and as always told, out of Voice Radio. So today, we are finishing off our look at Eevee and his friends by looking at Vaporeon GX. You've already looked at Eevee, Flareon, and Jolteon. Links to those lovely videos in the description. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, we're finishing off with Vaporeon. Now, a little plea from me at the beginning. This has turned into a 4-video day. 4 exciting new GXs were revealed. What was I going to do? Not do a video on one of them? That's not how Wassy rolls, ladies and gentlemen. So please do make sure you check out the others. I've done many videos. I'd be very happy if you watched them. Although I'm very happy anyway, because today I have passed the 34,000 subscriber mark. I know for a lot of channels on YouTube that would not be a terribly big milestone, but for me, ladies and gentlemen, it absolutely is, and I am delighted. So thank you to all the people that have subscribed. You guys are lovely, and I love you for it. So Vaporeon then. I'm going to be honest with you, it's the weakest of all of these evolutions. Now the good news is it is a water Pokemon, so you have access to Brooklet Hill. Oh no, wait, you don't, because it evolves from Eevee, and Eevee's not a water Pokemon. Having said that, you do evolve from Eevee, and Eevee is great. Attach a water energy, search Vaporeon, you're off. And the other thing we do need to mention here is that even though Vaporeon can't be grabbed with this is good for water decks as a whole. So if you're playing any other water Pokemon, they can be grabbed with Brooklet Hill. You are hitting weakness on, I'm going to be honest, right? There's not much good fire stuff around at the moment. Reshiram to me looks like it's going to be a pretty good card. But honestly, we looked at it earlier. I am convinced, utterly convinced, that Flareon is going to be great. I think it's going to be an absolute top tier deck. So you're hitting weakness on that, which I think is actually a really, really good thing. 210 HP is fine. You're up there with Zoroark, but you're better than some of these Pokemon like Lycanroc, who are sitting down at 200. So, you know, that's pretty nice. And the retreat cost of 2, I mean, it's just not particularly good. It's an awkward retreat cost. I don't like it. Weakness to lightning. Now, we can't actually see the weakness here. Now, Vaporeon EX was weak to grass. So, I don't know, the Vaporeon from Ancient Origins was weak to grass. Probably fair to assume it's going to be weak to grass. That means you're weak to Golisopod. It means you're weak to Tapu Bulu. But mercifully, it means you're not weak to lightning Pokemon. And with cards like Electrocharger coming out, and Zeraora GX, and Thunder Mountain, lightning Pokemon look like they're getting a lot better. Weakness to grass would be preferable. So the ability here, and I should of course mention that our translation of course comes from the lovely David Hochmann over at Vaporeon TCG. And apparently the ability here, once during your turn you may heal 30 damage from your active water Pokemon. I mean look, healing is good. Healing is nice. And of course, if you've got 3 or 4 Vaporeon out, then you're healing 90 or 120 from your active, and this can kind of build up pretty quickly. The healing here is quite nice. It's decent healing. If your opponent's not one-hit KOing you, you'll heal. And it can add up quite nicely. And remember, this can be used on Vaporeon, given that you are a water Pokemon, assuming you're in the active. But it can also be used for a bunch of other things. Any water Pokemon. But for a Stage 1 GX, I'm not loving this, if I'm honest with you, ladies and gentlemen. See, we got Manaphy from Shining Legends. Manaphy is a basic, single-prize, non-GX Pokemon, and once during your turn, you can heal 20 damage from one of your Pokemon that has a water energy attached to it. Now, Vaporeon heals 30 from the active, this heals 20 from one with a water energy attached, but if you're playing a water deck, they're probably going to have a water energy attached, and this is a basic, and it can be got with Brooklet Hill. I don't love this ability. I just think I don't like it as much as I like Manaphy's attack. Now, to be fair, Jinx did see a little bit of play and that healed 10 damage from the active rather than 30, but then again, Jinx was a basic single prize Pokemon rather than a Stage 1 GX. I'm not saying it's a bad ability by any stretch of the imagination. The ability here is fine. I'm saying that for a Stage 1 GX, I expect more. I think we can do better here. It's great and all. It's just underwhelming. I mean, you could think of it as a free potion every turn, I suppose. I mean, my notes here I've got written down, it'll help. It's just not very inspiring. And I think that's essentially where we are here. A perfectly serviceable ability that will help you in some respects, but it's just not good enough to really get you excited about playing the card. And I don't think the main attack is here either. Now, the thing that offends me here, and maybe offend is too strong a word, but I've said it now. The thing that offends me here, this doesn't have a single energy attack. And the Pokemon that evolve from Eevee have a single energy attack. You go second, you attach a basic energy to Eevee, search your deck for the evolution that you want, evolve it up, and go. We see things like Sylveon, you attach a fairy energy, evolve up, hey, now I can search for any free cards. Now, to be fair, Glaceon doesn't have a turn 1 attack. What is it with the water type evolutions that makes us go, where are they? I mean, Flareon, for goodness sake, 1 fire energy, 30 damage, and attach 3 fire energy from your hand to your Pokemon in any way you like. That's a single energy attack. That gets me excited. This just doesn't. Now, what does it actually do? Should probably tell you. It's 3 colorless energy, and it does 40 damage base, plus 30 damage for each water energy attached to this Pokemon. And we've seen this attack on a million different Pokemon, and weirdly enough, both Palkia GX and Quagsire have the same very similar attack. 3 colorless energy, now that's 60 plus 20, whereas Vaporeon is 40 plus 30. So if there's 1 water energy, Quagsire does 80, Vaporeon does 70. If there's 2, Quagsire does 100, Vaporeon does 100. If there's 3, Quagsire does 120, whereas Vaporeon rocks up here with 130. So from 3 onwards, you are hitting enough. But hang on a second. Your attack here is basically equivalent to Quagsire, an uncommon non-GX stage 1. With, I might add, a significantly better ability, letting you move your water energy to the active, which has made stuff like Lapras considerably better. And I'm not saying this is a bad attack, but I'm saying it's fairly underwhelming. I mean, to be honest with you, if you really want to take advantage of this attack, you need Quagsire to move the energy onto Vaporeon in the first place. What you would essentially do is use cards like Aqua Patch or Naganadel to accelerate energy. Naganadel lets you attach 1 basic energy of any description from your discard pile to it during your turn. So, really, you need Quagsire to use Vaporeon anyway here. And Quagsire's just as good an attacker. Now, to be fair, Vaporeon's got much higher HP, and Vaporeon's got healing, so there are reasons to play it, but honestly, I'm not loving the attack here. And then we get to the GX attack, 1 water energy. You may heal all damage from all of your water Pokemon. Now, to be fair, this is a really good attack. But then again, if we look at something like Primarina, for instance, okay, it's a stage 2 and it's for a double colorless energy, but that just heals all damage from all of your Pokemon. If you're playing a completely water deck, fine. But if you want to play some non-water Pokemon in here, like Naganadel, you're not healing them. So, I like that it's for a single energy, and the healing is fine. But as far as GX attacks go, it's fairly underwhelming, to be perfectly honest with you. Especially when you've got something like Palkia here, which admittedly is for a lot of energy, but it's 150 damage and gets rid of all of your opponent's energy from the field. And if you're using stuff like Naganadel and Quagsire, getting the 5 energy on is really not that difficult. I like that it evolves from Eevee with the energy evolution. But we've been looking at some good cards today on this channel. I'm in love with Flareon and Jolteon. I think they are phenomenal cards that should see a lot of play. Vaporeon's got an underwhelming ability, and I'd probably rather have Manaphy. It's got an underwhelming attack, and I'd probably rather have Quagsire or Palkia. And it's got an underwhelming GX attack. And they're once per game, right? They need to be good. So I'm sitting here and I'm just like, 3 Wassies. And to be honest, I feel weirder giving this 3 Wassies than I did giving Jolteon 5 Wassies. I feel like this might be the generous one. It's not a bad card. If you want to pop along to League and have a semi-competitive deck, this will do you just fine. But in terms of a card that could actually make an impact on the metagame, unlike Flareon, that should be the best fire deck we have. And I know some people have mentioned Blacephalon. No, I'm honestly sticking with Flareon. I think that is the best fire GX we've had. Jolteon, I look at it and go, well, if any deck is going to take advantage of this lightning support like Thunder Mountain and Electro Power, I think Jolteon's better positioned than almost any other. And then I look at Vaporeon and I'm like, it's alright. And I'm going to be honest with you, after a very exciting day of very exciting videos, Vaporeon falls a bit flat at the end. I'm not mad, I'm just a little bit disappointed. And if Vaporeon is your favourite of the Generation 1 EV evolutions, I suppose, gutted. But I want to know what you think about Vaporeon, if I'm being too harsh, or if I'm being too nice, or if you just want to tell me what you like about Vaporeon, or what you had for breakfast. Let me know in the comment section, ladies and gentlemen. Go nuts, but please do remember the rule. Be nice. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at Awasi, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all of that, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, where you can do exactly that. But by far the most important thing, as always, is to look after yourselves until next time. Also, check out youtube.com/WassiPlays for Transformers action. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.